Zombies. Yeah, let's talk about zombies, Jesse.
Why not?
Yeah, so this is a fun one. You did a story earlier this week about the forthcoming film that's in production. It's the third in, I guess now, a trilogy of films, the 28 trilogy, we'll call it now, which began with 28 Days Later, which is this kind of, I'd say, important film in the history of cinema for a few different reasons. One being that it's a zombie post-apocalyptic film that feels like it was like right on the vanguard of both technological change in the cinema and also the whole zombie post-apocalyptic obsession that we've spent, like, I don't know, the last 20 years mining to death. No pun intended. But this film came out in the summer of 2003. I remember I was in university. I remember when it came out. I went and saw it in the movie theater. It was totally horrifying. You've not seen it, right? You've not seen this film.
I would have been 2 when that came out.
Yikes. Wow. Okay, so I recommend you fire this one up on Netflix or wherever it is. It can be streamed now. I'm not sure what platform it's on. It's really neat. It was shot on digital video, so it looks like hyper real and it's really kind of disturbing and creepy. And one of the big shifts in the horror genre and the zombie post-apocalyptic genre with this movie was, up until that point, like the George A. Romero horror movies were like slow zombies, right? They're like the like foot dragging zombie, and you always sort of had an opportunity to get away from them, but they were kind of relentless. And in 28 Days Later, they were fast zombies for the first time. So they were like zombies on steroids, basically. So there's the third film is being made right now. It's being shot in the north of England. It's called 28
Years.
28 Years Later. So there's 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later was the second film. This third film is 28 Years Later. And they've got a call out for like a massive amount of extras, presumably to play both terrified people running away from fast zombies and the fast zombies themselves, right? So my question for you, Jesse, would you rather be a fast zombie covered in zombie makeup chasing after people, or doing your best terrified person acting performance, your Oscar-winning performance, running away from zombies for a day on a movie set?
So initially, I thought I would 100% want to be one of the people acting terrified, because I was like, I don't want to sit around in like zombie clothes all sweaty with all that makeup and, you know, it probably gets itchy and stuff. But then I remembered how much I laugh. And I think that I don't think I could be a terrified person, because I think I would just start laughing and smiling as I was running, like looking back. I'd probably just turn and smile. So I think it would be better to cover my expression with makeup. So I think I would have to be a zombie. I don't think I could be a normal person.
Yeah, I was talking about this with a friend of mine who's he's an extra in the upcoming Guillermo del Toro version of the Frankenstein movie that's being shot right now in Toronto. And he's like in a scene where I guess he's playing like someone in the College of Scientists or doctors or whatever that's like operating on Frankenstein. And he was totally freaked out because he was like, what if I look at the camera? Or like, what if I start laughing? Or what if I get that like nervous smiling thing I get? And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, then they're going to fire you from the set. Like being an extra is probably pretty hard, right? Like the camera is just looming there, right? I mean, it's hard enough to do a video podcast. Imagine doing a feature film.
Well, on my cycling team at our training camp, actually, I became known for being a serial waver because I was really good at finding where our photographer was hiding in the trees, and I would just smile and wave. So I'd probably do that on a movie set too.
Yeah, so you should be a zombie then. I think I would rather. I think I'd probably rather be the like person terrified running in fear because I think
you could pull it off.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
I also think it would really suck to be just like in makeup for 4 hours a day or whatever. That'd be super gross. Anyway, I'm excited about this movie. It comes out. I'm sure it'll come out at some point next year. I'm curious to see what it looks like. I mean, Danny Boyle, the guy who directed it, is a Academy Award nominated and Academy Award winning filmmaker, and has done a lot of interesting stuff over the years, including Trainspotting, which is a cult classic. So, and I think is Cillian Murphy reprising the role of the main character, I wonder, because he's the dude who played Oppenheimer. He was in the first 28 Days Later film. So I don't know, kind of a neat one. It's always neat when like they specifically, like the casting call was like specifically calling out like, we need runners. It said like runners, ultra marathon runners for some reason.
It was like ultra runners, triathletes, and cyclists who look, and it said like who look very fit or something like that. Like they had to look really fit. Like they had to be like lean beans. Like, yeah.
Yeah, ultra runners. That's weird. Like, are they gonna do super long takes? I don't know why they would need an ultra runner versus just like a decent distance runner. But anyway,